In this virtual consult, we are going to dive into our videography service and our videography package. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to hop on over to our website. As I say in the other videos, if you were here doing a consult with me, this is how I would do it. We have a big screen. I would bring up the videography page on our website, and I would go through the information with you. I've been starting off these videos by just pointing out the navigation. So if you're coming to our website, you would hover over weddings, click on wedding video, and this is where you would end up. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to the packages, and then we'll take a quick look at our samples page. But I want to get to the packages. We have 4 packages at this time. We have our basic, standard, deluxe, and premium. They all build on one another. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with the basic and work our way through. Our basic video package is 1 lead videographer. Our footage is shot in 1080 HD production. You get 3 edited DVDs, and I'll go over the editing once I get through the packages. You get 3 edited DVDs. The number 3 is a number we've always used, but it's basically 1 DVD for the bride and groom, 1 DVD for the bride's parents, and 1 DVD for the groom's parents. The basic package is a window of coverage of up to 7 hours. Excuse me. And now specifically the basic package is up to 2 locations. It's specifically where the ceremony and reception is being held. So if you have your ceremony at a church here and your reception at a venue here, that's the basic package. It's not going to involve, getting ready at the hotel or anything like that. And if your ceremony and reception are at the same place, in those situations, it's going to be coverage at that one place. But basically, it's the coverage is limited to where your ceremony is and where your reception is. That's our basic package. 1 backup video camera, so our videographer always has a backup video camera. 2 wireless mics for the ceremony. Briefly, we always clip on a little lavalier lapel mic on the groom. That's so that during the ceremony, when the bride and groom are actually doing their vows and exchanging rings, we can hear them, so you can hear yourselves later in the video. And then we have a second wireless mic at the ceremony. Depending on, I'll give you a couple examples. If it's an outdoor ceremony, we're going to use that to most likely then mic up the DJ speaker system that's providing the sound for the ceremony. If it's at a church, which of course most weddings are, usually we'll be putting that microphone at the church's podium where the readings and the homily is being done, so we can pick that up. Every once in a while, we happen to find ourselves at a church that particular church has low-hanging speakers, in which case we'll actually just mic up that speaker if we have access to it, so that we have more of a direct feed for all the church's what we call house sound. Not anything you have to concern yourself with, but it's what our videographer concerns himself with the day of the wedding. And then, of course, 1 wireless mic for the reception. Basically, that wireless mic is going to mic up the DJ speaker system. So at the reception, we have 2 tracks of audio running for the evening on the video camera. There is the track that's going to be basically a direct feed from the DJ by us miking up his speaker. So that way we're going to get all the introductions, the announcements, the toast, the music, everything like that that's coming through the DJ speaker. We're going to have a nice clean feed of that. If you don't do that, what you end up having is you have that sound where you have like a DJ's system, the audio echoing around the room, and you just have that echoey sound, and you might not even be able to actually make out what someone's saying. Then we're also going to run what we call a channel of basically natural room sound, which is the microphone, the shotgun mic on the camera itself. The reason we do this, and the simple example I give at a consult, the reason we want to blend these 2 sources together, if we only mic'd up the DJ speaker at a reception, this is the example I give. Let's just say your best man is giving a toast, and we're videotaping the best man give a toast. We're getting the direct feed of his audio talking into the microphone coming out of the speaker, the DJ speaker. But let's say your best man then tells a joke and everybody in the room laughs. Well, if we're only recording the audio coming from the DJ system, we're not going to pick up that laughter. So what it would actually look like on video is that the best man told a joke and bombed and no one laughed. So we, of course, want to blend in the natural sound of the room as well, so that you have that ambient sound as well for reactions and things like that. So anyways, professional audio is just incredibly important. Just like any DVD that you've ever experienced with it, you'll pop it in. You'll have usually the menu is broken into the both parts of the day, the ceremony part of the day and the reception part of the day. So if you want to immediately go to the reception, you can click on that. And then we drop in, when we're editing a chapter marker, at the beginning and end of every event throughout the day. So if you want to skip to the introductions, you can. If you want to hit next, if the next thing was the cake cutting, you can hit next chapter and go to the cake cutting and so forth and navigate around. We do have a 10-week guaranteed turnaround. We get into more of that in the contract, virtual consult video, but the contract does stipulate if we go beyond that 10 weeks, you get $50 back for every week we go beyond our turnaround, our guaranteed turnaround. And what we do is we do a customer service thing, which we like to call weekly updates on your project. This is basically after the wedding. At the end of each week after the wedding, I send out an email. I follow up with my editors, and I send out an email to all of our brides and grooms whose projects we're still working on with a very brief email, just real nice and simple, says, here's where we're at in the editing process. Here's how many more weeks we think it's going to be. So basically, you're hearing from us week to week. So what we want to avoid, we don't think it would be good customer service if we do your wedding and then like 5 weeks has gone by and you've heard nothing and you're like, is everything okay? Is my video almost done? Am I supposed to call them and go pick it up? Should I bother them? Should I just keep waiting? How much longer do I have to wait? We want to eliminate all of that. So basically, we keep you posted each week. That's our basic package. In a nutshell, I like to say the basic package is for the couple, or either the couple or the family. Just says, we just want to make sure that we're capturing the ceremony and the reception events. That's the basic package, okay? Standard package is more of a full day production, so this is up to 10 hours, okay? So instead of the 7-hour limit, this is up to 10 hours. In addition to your 3 DVDs, you're also going to get a Blu-ray. So you have the 3 DVDs, again, one for the couple, one for the bride's parents, one for the groom's parents. But we also give a Blu-ray so that the bride and groom, if they have an actual, full HD TV with a Blu-ray player, they can actually watch it in Blu-ray format. Now, again, I said I'll get to the editing shortly. But with the standard package, since we're going to be shooting other things like a lot more candid footage, like getting ready, usually with this we're starting with where the girls are getting ready and so forth, and then we have more pre-ceremony coverage before the ceremony and things like that. There's a lot more footage that we're going to be editing together, so we take all that footage and we produce a raw footage DVD. Now, I will be covering the editing shortly, and then when I do, it'll make sense for me in a moment to be more specific about what's on the raw footage DVD. So I will come back to that. And then the standard package is up to 4 locations. So instead of being limited to just where the ceremony and reception are, this is up to 4 locations. And real quick, that's generally location 1, girls are getting ready here. Location 2, usually the ceremony. If there's a third location, a lot of times, what we do with the video, for most wedding videos, after the ceremony itself is over, generally, in most wedding days, there's 2 things happening at the same time. You have the guests going to the reception for cocktail hour, and then you have the bridal party going off to do photos. The videographer can't be in both places at the same time, so on the planning form, we allow you to pick, do you prefer that the videographer leaves the church and goes straight to the reception hall and does cocktail hour? In that case, they're going to get there, and they're going to focus first on getting shots of the room, the decor, the decoration, the setup, things like that, and then, candid footage of your guests mingling and enjoying themselves and things like that. Or do you want them to follow you and the bridal party while you're taking photos? And then, of course, if you do the photo location, that's a 3rd location. And then, of course, the reception would be a 4th location. The deluxe package is the same thing as the standard, but then comes with an additional highlight of the day video. The highlight will go on your DVDs and Blu-ray. So in addition to your full edit of the full day, again, I'll get to the editing shortly, you'll have another menu option that says, our highlight video. You can watch that. What the highlight video is basically a condensed version of your day, set to music, and it's a way. And we also post it online, so it's on your physical disc, so you can watch it on your TV and things like that. But we also put it online so that you have a shorter, condensed version of your day that you can share with people who either were there and want to relive it, or people who couldn't make it. But you have an online version of your day as well that you can share. And then from there, our premium package is adding in a second videographer for a 4-hour period of time if you want to go that route. And if you're interested in that, I can talk to you how we usually utilize that. But generally, that's if someone wants to definitely have one videographer with the guys in the morning, one separate one with the girls, and then usually it's a dual shoot of the ceremony, and then a lot of times, if it's planned out right, it can be one covering cocktail and one covering the photo shoot. We don't need two videographers at the reception, so it's usually kind of planned out that way. As far as a la carte, you can customize a package, you can add time, you can add a second videographer, a highlight video, a love story, or additional DVDs or Blu-rays. So real quick, I'll get to some samples, but I want to talk about the editing real quick. I mentioned about the editing. So the way that the easiest way to describe this is we're going to produce your whole day. Well, with the standard package, we're producing the whole day. With the basics, going to be the ceremony and the reception portions. But when we produce the day, when we come back, basically the way we are looking at it, there's two parts to the day. There's what we call, and you know what, I'm going to, so you don't get too bored here. Not that I'm all that pleasant to look at either. But anyways, when we're looking at the footage afterwards, to us, there's two parts to the day. There is what we call the live events and candid activity. So first, live events. Live events would be anything that has a specific point where that event begins and ends, and everything in between is important, must be captured as one whole piece because you need to see the whole thing. So, obvious, the ceremony. The ceremony is an event. The whole thing is important. From the time it begins to the time it ends, it's all important. If we jump to the reception, all the events at the reception, introductions. We're not going to turn on the camera on and off at different times of the introduction. We're going to record the entire introductions, the entire first dance, the entire father-daughter, mother-son, the toast. You know, you might be doing bouquet and garter, dollar dance, things like that. Those are all events, okay? Then you also have parts of your day that we call candid activity. So if we start at the beginning of the day, if the videographers, you know, when the girls are getting ready and doing hair and makeup and brides getting dressed and things like that, that's all candid activity. The videographer might go over here and get some footage, and then come over here and get some, you know, maybe some detail shots of the dress, or maybe the bride's over here doing her hair. Maybe there's some pictures being going on over here. You're going around and you're getting different footage. Then maybe at the church, you want to get some shots of the church, and then you want to, oh, here comes some guests are beginning to arrive, or, you know, here's the girls arriving at the church. Different things going on. You're getting different footage of things. Afterwards, it might be that cocktail period or taking pictures. And then, of course, at the reception, when the dance floor opens up and people are having fun dancing. Oh, there's some people having fun over here dancing. Let me go get some shots of this. Oh, there's this group over here. Let me turn around. Let me go over here and get some of this. All that footage is what we call, or that stuff going on that day is a candid activity. So when we're editing, live event, anything that's that live event that we discussed, first dance, parent dance, the ceremony, it's going to be on your DVD in its entirety. You're going to have your whole wedding ceremony. You're going to have your whole introductions, your first dance, your parent dances, your toasts. You know, we're not going to pick and choose like, oh, we only like this part of the best man's speech, and we're going to leave the rest of it out. It's the whole best man speech. I mean, that should be obvious. All the other stuff, let's say getting ready. We're going to take all that getting ready footage. My editor's going to go through it. He's going to pick different clips. He's going to put it together. He's going to set it to music. He's going to make it really nice. And he's going to do that for the other parts of the day that are similar to that. So your whole day kind of weaves in and out of, here's a nice montage of getting ready. Here's the montage of, you know, the pre-ceremony activities going on at the church. Now here's the whole ceremony. Then maybe here's some receiving line afterwards. Here's cocktail hour. Now here's all the introductions and the initial events that took place and things like that. So if I head back over to the website here with the packages, I said I wanted to get back to that raw footage DVD. The raw footage DVD is going to be all that candid activity. The stuff that we're editing up and picking and choosing different clips and setting music to, that's what's on the raw footage DVD. We're not going to put your first dance on the raw footage DVD because you have your whole first dance on your main DVD. Your introductions will not be on your raw footage DVD because you have your entire introductions. Everything that you see in its entirety on your main DVD, we don't need to give it to you again on your raw footage. The raw footage DVD is all that other stuff that we are picking and choosing different clips so that you can see it all. Okay? So I'll wrap this up by real quick. I'm going to jump to our samples page. I'm going to open up two things here. We have like a samples page, and then also in terms of highlights, you can open up our blog, and it'll sort just all of our recent highlights. So these are our most recent highlight videos, so you can come in here And this is how we would share it for you so that you can share it with your guests. You can watch a highlight video here. On the samples page, it breaks down the different things. So it has a section here of highlights where we have 2 highlight videos right here that you can watch. And then you can click this link and get back to that the blog aspect of the website that's going to bring up all the most recent. Then as we scroll down, it says full day editing. This would be like our standard package, not the basic, but this is like we just talked about, candid parts of the day. So when I said like if the videographers, at the house when the girls are getting ready, how is that pieced together? You can watch this and you can see a montage of how we're going to take that footage to put it together. Here's a pre-ceremony montage of this group taking pictures before the ceremony. Here's a post-ceremony shoot. Here's a cocktail hour montage. And then as we get to the bottom, we just put a little clip here of a couple's vows. This is an older clip. I've had this up for years, but there's no reason to change it. But it's basically so you can hear what it sounds like when we talk about how the groom wears that mic. The bride doesn't need to wear one. You'll listen to this. You can see that you hear them both clear by the groom wearing the mic. And then we do a thing called a love story. You can look into that, but we have a thing called a love story that some couples do. We produce before the wedding, and there's a sample love story here. So with all that said, that is the wedding video service that we offer. Those are our packages. We talked about the editing, the raw footage, and we show you how you can watch some different samples. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this virtual video on our videography stuff.